welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new here. I'm Austen and I blog about fashion, beauty, and lifestyle at Keep Calm and Chiffon. And today I'm really excited to be bringing you a blogging Q&A video. So I've been blogging for just a little over 6 years now, and I've definitely learned a lot along the way. If you'd like to read some of my posts about my blog and updates and the story of it, I'll link a few of those in the description box for you to check out. What I really wanted to do was reach out to you guys on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me at Austen Tosone on both. And I had you guys DM me your questions, just things you wanted to know, anything blogging related or social media related, anything at all really. So I've got a couple questions here. There's actually not too many, but I think that this might be better because I'll be able to go a little bit more in depth for each question. So let's jump right into it. One thing that seems to be on everybody's mind as far as questions is, how do you make money blogging? Because there are obviously bloggers who make not just money, but like a really good steady income from doing just their blog, and everyone wants to get in on that. Can't say I blame them. There are a couple of different ways that you can make money from blogging. A big one that is probably the biggest one now as far as Instagram is concerned is to do sponsored posts for a brand. So in that case, a brand would either send you a product or also pay you to post about it and kind of rate and review it and do all of that stuff. Now, you'll see some influencers on Instagram, and I know we all have run into a few people who do this here and there, who are posting about a new brand literally every day, and we all know that it's BS. I think some of the people that I follow who do really amazing collaborations with brands on Instagram would be Emma Hill of EJ Style, Erica Fox of Retro Flame. They really work with brands that they love and that they've told us they love already, so it doesn't seem weird when suddenly they're collaborating with them to do a sponsored post. In fact, it actually seems organic and you want to be happy for them when you see that they're working with those brands. So that's kind of just something to keep in mind. But how do you get in touch with brands now? Well, there's kind of 3 different ways that it can work. So you can reach out to the brand. You can send them a cold email and say, hi, my name is Austen. I'm a blogger at Keep Calm and Chiffon. I have an engaged presence of X many on Instagram, this many on Pinterest, and this many monthly visitors to my blog. As you can see, I've already posted about you a little bit on my Instagram. My audience seems to love it and really engage well with it, and I'd love to find a way to work together in some kind of like paid way, basically. And you'll say it better than I just said it, but that could be the first way. But I find that when you're reaching out to a brand and you've never reached out to them before, it's really helpful if you can provide them with just some knowledge that you've already used their product or that you like their brand. So for example, if I'm reaching out to Express to work with them and I haven't gone into an Express store in years or bought anything from there, it might seem a little bit odd, but maybe if Express approaches me, which is the second way you can connect with a brand, if I see like there are some things in their catalog that I haven't noticed lately that actually look really cool, that could work out really well. So you can reach out to the brand or the brand can reach out to you. The third way would be to get connected through an affiliate network. So an affiliate network is basically a platform that connects brands with bloggers. Affiliate websites can be great because if you're already part of a great affiliate network and you can connect with a brand that you might not have even thought would be a good match for you, but the brand or maybe the network reaches out to you and says, hey, this brand wants to work with you because they saw this, this, and this on your profile, you could end up working with people who, again, you wouldn't have necessarily thought of, but who actually end up being really beneficial to you. Some affiliate platforms that I use are the Influencer Collective, Social Fabric, Tap Influence. Those are just a couple, and I'll put links to those in the description box in case you'd like to check them out. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of great platforms that can connect brands and bloggers together. If you do want to reach out to the brand, I highly suggest just either going on their website or going on their Instagram, and ideally you want to find a specific person's email address, but even just the general info address, you could say, can you point me in the right connection of the person who does your influencer marketing, and see if they're able to connect you to them. So there's always a way to get in touch with someone, and don't be afraid to reach out, but definitely feel free to do a bit of research and see what you would typically include in an email. Keep it short and sweet. These brands probably get so many emails a day, and just show them why you're the best person to work with them and why you deserve to be paid to talk about their line or their product. Another question I got is how to use affiliate links. So affiliate links are a little bit different. Basically, if I give you an affiliate link, it means that if you click through and make a purchase either of that item or also on that website, that I get a small commission for kind of sending you over there. This is especially great if you're a big style influencer on Instagram and people are constantly asking you, where'd you get your top, where'd you get your shoes, and you can just link everything for them. And then if they do find that product through your link, because you've made it so easy for them by linking everything, and then they go to make a purchase from that, then good for you because you'll get that commission. The thing to keep in mind about affiliate links is you always have to disclose that they are affiliate links. So you'll see at the bottom of my YouTube videos, I always disclose, and FTC actually says now that you do have to explain more like what the affiliate link is. You can't just say this is an affiliate link because people might not understand what that means. So definitely keep that in mind and just check the FTC's website to make sure you're keeping up with all their guidelines. Most affiliate commissions, by the way, are very small. So if you, for instance, watched my Glossier Lash Slick review and you ended up buying Lash Slick from that, I probably got like maybe $1 or something. But you have to think about if that video goes viral and everybody's seeing it and everybody's buying it, then that can kind of add up, which is a great way to make some money blogging. But if you want to hear a little bit of advice about how not to get carried away with affiliate marketing, Julie Solomon, who does the Influencer podcast, actually did a whole episode about how she rebranded her blog and everything because she found herself, she called it the affiliate hamster wheel, that she was just constantly spinning her wheels, trying to put out more affiliate links and just make money that way, and she burned out really quickly. So definitely don't rely on them fully, but they're a great way to supplement any income you might be making from sponsored posts. Another question that I got was, how do you promote your blog? Which is a really good question, honestly, because there are so many different ways to do it now, it can be really overwhelming. Here's what I do for each new blog post that I put up. So I always put one photo on my feed on Instagram, and this photo doesn't even actually have to be from or about the blog post, especially if it's not like fashion or beauty related, because that's what most of my Instagram feed photos tend to feature. But I'll mention it in the caption and encourage people to go click the link in my bio to check out the post. But I'll always try to mention it the day that it goes up. I'll always also do Instagram stories and say link in bio and here's what the post is about. Then I also tweet it out and I put it on Facebook. And then my biggest way that I get people's eyeballs on my actual website is through Pinterest. I should probably do a whole video later down the line about how to use Pinterest and how to make the most of it, because I've learned a lot about how to use Pinterest over the years. I've been on Pinterest for, I think, almost 10 years now. I'm pretty sure I signed up in either 2009 or 2010 when it just had first come out. So I've built a decent following on Pinterest. It's actually my largest social following compared to like Instagram, Twitter, all of that stuff. The amazing thing about Pinterest is that it's really not actually a social media platform. It is like a search engine. So if you post a pin and it's this top, for example, and then in the description down below, after you get past the main part and you say like Austen Tosone in New York City wearing a heart loom off the shoulder top, by the bottom you can start typing in any descriptive words you want. So you can say light blue top, off the shoulder top, lace top, summer, summer in New York, summer style, style blogger. You can say all of that stuff in one pin, and that optimizes it to be found by more users when they're looking for summer style or heart loom top or New York City fashion blogger. Once you have just a couple of things like that, you can really start to accumulate users who follow your boards and make your boards really specific. So I have one that is just for my personal style. I do have to update it a little bit more. I'm kind of testing that out new in 2018. But one of my biggest boards that gets the most eyes to my website is my interiors one and my food one. And to this day, my most read blog post is the 16 most Instagrammable foods in New York City. And people keep finding that through Pinterest, because if someone is planning a trip to New York City and they want to make sure they're hitting up all the cool food places, you could search for Google to see what it has to say about that. But if you want something more visual when you do search, I would go to Pinterest. For that reason, my blog ends up being probably one of the top results for when you're searching cute cafes or cool restaurants in New York. That will come up really quickly. The way that I kind of started gaining my following was just through creating boards and curating other people's content. So pinning all of my favorite rooms that I was seeing into an interiors board and people's style inspiration and doing style. And then as I started doing that, I finally started to expand and upload my own pins from my website. And then I could provide a link so that when you click through the pin to, I don't know, get the recipe or see the outfit post or watch the video, then those go to my social channels or my blog. It's definitely a great way to increase traffic. I highly recommend looking into it. Okay, so I also had someone reach out to me asking kind of how I come up with post ideas and what I do when I experience writer's block. So let's tackle post ideas first, because I think this is a great thing to talk about. Basically, each month I have a little Google Doc that is my editorial calendar, if you want to call it that, for the month. So I take my 5 main categories, which are fashion, beauty, lifestyle, travel, and career, and I try to spread those out throughout the month. So I post twice a week on my blog on Mondays and Fridays. So I'll pop in all of the dates and I'll line them up, and then I'll sprinkle out the categories and say like, okay, fashion, and then fashion in the middle of the month, and then like beauty, and then maybe one beauty at the end of the month. And I'll kind of sprinkle them in and see what it looks like once they're they're all distributed. I should have about 10 posts a month if I do that correctly, but sometimes there'll be like maybe one more or one less depending on if the Mondays and Fridays fall on the right days. Once I've done that, I look at a big document I have of just like limitless post ideas basically, and I also think about recurring series that I do on my blog. So for example, I have 2 recurring fashion series, which are how to style and shopping guides. So if I'm ever kind of stuck, I always try to throw one of those in there because I know that it can be kind of something my readers are already looking for, but I can kind of interpret it based on the season, or if there's a new color that I love or a new fabric or something like that that I'm obsessing over. And then for beauty, I also have a series that I do in collaboration with Dakota Scarlett, who's an amazing beauty illustrator, and it's like these beauty things that I want to buy right now. So she'll illustrate the post and then I'll just talk about basically everything that's in my Sephora cart that I have yet to click buy on because money, but things that I definitely am interested in the beauty world. Another recurring post that I do on my blog is my New York City neighborhood guide, so I always try to do one of those once a month, and I do it for neighborhoods that I'm like really well versed in. So Soho, East Williamsburg, regular Williamsburg, Lower East Side are some of the ones I've done so far, and I have tons more that I want to be doing. So it does help to kind of have those recurring series posts because you can kind of adapt them based on the seasons or what's going on in your life or things that you find interesting at that moment, but it does give you some structure to fall back on in case you're like totally at a loss for what to post. Another great thing to talk about, as I feel like I mentioned a little bit, is kind of seasonality. So for example, last week I did a post all about cute things to wear on the 4th of July, which I'm actually uploading this on the 4th of July, so happy 4th of July, guys. Independence Day. And during Fashion Week, I always like to do kind of more in-depth street style posts and talk about the shows I've gone to, the trends I've seen, that sort of thing. It can be nationally celebrated holidays like a Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day or something, or you could just find like, who knows, maybe it's National Pizza Day and pizza's your favorite food. If it is, we get along already, even if I don't know you. But you know what I mean? Like you can kind of make it like as big or as little as you want to. I know a lot of people who do like birthday posts, things like that. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. And honestly, if you're feeling stuck, definitely just like look at other bloggers. I know I follow a lot of people on Bloglovin, and when I go, I could just kind of see everyone's posts all at once. So even people whose websites I might not remember to go to on my own, I can look through there and see like everyone's new post ideas and stuff and say, oh my god, that girl just did her summer dresses collection, like I should definitely do my denim shorts collection or something along those lines, you know? But another question I got is how to work with brands when you're a professional working in the industry. And I think this is something that people are going to start seeing more and more of, because if you follow some of the big editors at like Hearst or Refinery 29, like you'll see that now they kind of do paid collaborations with brands, but they do it through their companies. So that might be the first thing to think about, is like if your company does have some kind of affiliate program like that, see if you can get involved in it and see if there's a way to work in your style and your personality with what these brands might be asking for. Other than that though, I really would approach it on a case-by-case basis. Like if you think it's a true conflict of interest at your job, say you're working for a big fashion brand and you want to start posting about other fashion brands on your platform very publicly, that might be something you want to talk to your boss about or run by them just to see if there are any policies about that, because I don't want you to lose your job and I want it to be kind of a working relationship where you could still pursue what you'd like to on the side, but it's not necessarily interfering with your work. So maybe if you're working at a beauty company and you want to work with fashion brands, then that would be fine. But if you're working for like an Estee Lauder or something, and then Glossier wants you to do this big project with them, you can see how that might be a little bit tricky. I would say this doesn't mean that you can't like share your outfit photos on Instagram or maybe do a YouTube video of stuff you've gotten recently, but it is just something to kind of keep in mind and kind of like proceed with caution. Maybe a good way to go about it would to be, let's say you work for a fashion brand and you really want to be a fashion blogger, but you realize that it's a conflict of interest. I would try to reach out to PR agencies to do collaborations with other brands that they might have. So maybe they have a lot of beauty brands or lifestyle brands and say, hey, I'm really interested in working with this brand. Maybe it's not a problem for you to do a beauty sponsored post if your job is in fashion. So once you have that, but this agency also reps other fashion brands too, if you ever end up leaving your job or moving on for some reason, maybe you've decided to quit and blog full time, then you can always reach back out to that agency who you've worked with before and say, hey, I know I did this with your beauty brand and I would love to tap into fashion more since I can now do that. So I think that might be a good way to start kind of facilitating those connections without actually like crossing any lines at your job. So definitely something to keep in mind. All right guys, and that is all of your questions. questions. Thank you so much to those of you who sent them in. I really enjoyed answering them, and if there's something I didn't get a chance to answer in this video, drop me a note in the comments down below and maybe I'll do kind of another video like this in the future. Or if there's anything I've said today that you want me to like expand on, definitely let me know in the comments and I can reply back to you on there. If you're not already, please do subscribe to my channel. I put out a new video every Wednesday, and I hope to do more blogging career videos like this, but I also do fashion hauls and beauty reviews and all that fun stuff too, so definitely stick around. And please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it too, so I know to keep making more videos like this. That's it guys, have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!